So we're going into game one. Finding opponent. See if we can find a worthy opponent to play. So we've located our worthy opponent. Again, remember, this is a fairly aggressive deck, so we're going to be playing with that in mind. And as we mentioned last week, Mage is one of the most popular hero classes due to the hero power, and the hero power is actually quite good against our deck since we do have a lot of low drops. So here with this hand, the Acidic Swamp Ooze is pretty solid. We can play it on turn 2. We do have the coin, and we do have a lot of 2-drops, and so coining a 2-drop turn 1, playing a 2-drop turn 2, and then playing this on turn 3 is probably pretty powerful. We're going to throw back the 5-drops. It's going to be pretty late before we can play them. We really want to see another 2-drop, which we have a lot of, and it should be pretty easy to get one, so we can have a turn every single play here. So let's throw these two guys back. Nice. So we're probably going to open with the Swamp Ooze, and then play the Direwolf, and then play the Shattered Sun Cleric. We'll obviously see what he does. But again, one of the strengths of our deck is that when they don't play it, if Mage was a weapon class, you'd probably not want to play this guy first and wait to be able to hit a weapon, but since it's not a weapon class, we just want to play our most powerful minion. This is definitely the most powerful of the 2-drops we have. So, and again, as you can see, he had no turn 1 drop, he had no turn 2 play really, except to shoot this, which didn't even kill it. So, we can kind of tell he's on the back foot here, especially as we continue to play heavy-hitting minions. Heavy-hitting early minions. As most other decks you're going to run into aren't going to have quite this aggressive of a curve. He's probably going to, it looks like he's going to spend his entire turn just to take out that Acidic Swamp Ooze, while we continue to progress our board with our really solid curve. So we're going to play we could play, so let's think about this. Do we want to play the 1-drop and the 2-drop, or do we want to play the Shattered Sun Cleric? I don't think, I think we want to play the Shattered Sun Cleric here. Playing these two, it does put a little bit more damage on the board, but he's going to Fire Blast the Young Priestess, whereas if we play this one, he won't be able to Fire Blast either. It's actually a little bit of a tough call. We do have the Eviscerate. Like, one thing, holding on to these two guys lets us proc the Eviscerate much more easily. So I think we go and play this.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Neither play is particularly wrong in this instance, but again, we're going to opt for this since these allow us to easily proc the Eviscerate primarily. We probably want to be playing the Kobold and the Eviscerate in the same turn to take out, say, a Chillwind Yeti. So if he plays like a Chillwind Yeti right here, we want to make sure this guy's alive so that this can kill it in one hit. Alright, not a Chillwind Yeti, but also not something we're overly concerned with. So, wow, okay, so Cult Master is going to be pretty fantastic when we can start trading our minions away. We could either play it now and discourage him from Fire Blasting this, or we can use the daggers, and we're definitely going to kill the 1-4 for 4-2. I don't want to use the Eviscerate yet, as the Eviscerate will be really powerful later. As we want, since our minions are smaller, we want a means in order to trade for his more powerful minions. So, I mean, I'm tempted to just use the hero power, take out the 1-1, attack the 1-4 for 4-2, and then play the Kobold Geomancer. But, I mean, again, we could play the Cult Master. I think, let's go ahead with this play. It's probably better, like, he's probably going to Fire Blast our 4-1 here, but if he does Fire Blast the 4-1, he's spending nearly half his turn to do so, or half his mana for the turn. And we really want to play the Cult Master on a turn where we expect to lose, where we can actively trade our minions for his minions and draw a couple cards in the process. In this situation, we're playing the Cult Master. If we play the Cult Master last turn, we're not dealing with his board as efficiently as we could, and we're also giving him the opportunity to kill the Cult Master before we can get value out of it, since we've been playing in anticipation of him Fire Blasting the 4-1. So we're going to hang on to it for now. We want to make sure we get reasonable value out of it. We've got a very solid hand right now. We can deal with most threats he can play, so not too worried about that. Now he's going to Fire Blast. Oh, no, not going to Fire Blast. Alright, so that was an okay play. It's not a... I probably would have just Fire Blasted in that instance, but let's see. So what we can do here is we can play the Cult Master and the Young Priestess, but then trade this guy so we guarantee a card. We definitely want to trade this guy, is because if we don't trade him, he's just going to Fire Blast it, so we want to make sure we get some value out of it. So let's go ahead and play the Cult Master. Again, you want to make sure you position one on either side of the Dire Wolf. So we're going to play this on the other side since this one's going to die in order to get all the procs off him. And we want to do this, make sure we don't draw another 1-drop that we prefer to play. Yeah, not a 1-drop, so definitely playing the Young Priestess here. Attacking for 3, and then let's go and get 1 more damage in here. There's no real value to saving the daggers, as we didn't have a deadly poison in our deck, so we could save it so that we could save the 2 mana, so we'd have the 2 mana available next turn if we need to use it to trade for his minions. But I find it kind of unlikely to do that. Alright, so this is where our Eviscerate gets to shine, or we could just silence, actually. So say we silence, so we do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 plus 4 is 15, so not quite lethal. What if we... I don't think we quite have lethal here, but we're awful, awful close.
I wonder...
Because if we don't silence it, we're going to have to deal with it. So, but this is a good situation. I mean, this is kind of a good example of a situation where we can trade off our minions for cards with the Cult Master now. So I think we're going to trade the Young Priestess, since it's going to die to Fire Blast next turn anyways. And then Eviscerate this guy to remove it. And we want to save... I don't think it really matters which one we play after that. I'm probably just going to play the Stormwind Knight, as it uses our mana most efficiently. We could play the Swamp-Ooze and Daggers instead, but I'm going to opt for... Well, let's draw a card first.
For the king! Honor!
And we should have lethal pretty much guaranteed next turn. We could have run a second minion into it to draw another card, but I value the board position more. So here you could have Flame Strike. Flame Strike, we'd still have the Stormwind Knight would live through the Flame Strike. Blizzard would probably actually be a little bit better than Flame Strike. Also, I don't believe if all the minions die simultaneously that you get the procs from the Cult Master, so we want to get to draw cards if he was to play an AoE here. But I mean, he's definitely in a tight situation. He needs a board wipe, or he needs a taunt here, and even if he plays a taunt, we've got the silence to deal with it, so should be in pretty exceptional shape here.
You love my new recipe.
Oh. A 3/5 is actually probably better than a 5/2, so he actually gave us an extra stat there by doing that. Alchemist, we talked about Alchemist in the draft a little bit. We saw him pop up once or twice. He's definitely really okay, so he's just going for the honorable seppuku there with the Fire Blast. So let's go ahead and finish the game off. Too late. Alright, so as you can kind of see there, very aggressive game. We had part of why this kind of deck we got is so powerful is, again, we had a 1-drop. We didn't have a 1-drop, but we had a turn 1 play with the coin. We had a turn 2 play. We had a turn 3 play. We had to play every turn of the game. It really progressed our board and enabled us to trade up against his minions. So that's what the deck does. Let's hope we can keep doing that with this deck as we go on to game 2.